Hey everybody, this is Bauski, and welcome to another episode of Analysis, where we take games of people, replays that people have posted on Starcraft strategy or feedback or personally sent to me, and we try to help them out. We try to give a little advice. It's always good to get a second pair of eyes to look at games and stuff. And today's game I found on Starcraft Strategy. It's the first link on there right now, and it's from our pal Extraneous, who I just casted a game of earlier today, and he's having some problems with PvT apparently. So I thought maybe we could help him out, watch the game, and I read the thread, and some people have already pointed out very detailed things. So probably for this analysis, we're just gonna quickly watch the game and then go through it and just give general comments out about strategy and tactics that he might be able to use in future games and whatnot. So yeah, as always, let's push the game up to faster speed, faster at X times 8, or whatever, times 8, that's right. And we're just gonna focus on the mini-map here as well as the production to see what's going on. Cybernetics and a forge going down in the beginning, or actually double forges. And after a while, the double upgrades start going down. And then Nexus also goes down as well. And 3 gateways going down for Extraneous. And just a little bit of units here. Meanwhile, back at Scro's base, he's doing the kind of one base, all-in-ish kind of play, getting everything as much as possible. And I can kind of see where this is heading right now. He just has too much stuff. And Scro is gonna push in once again. And he's just gonna kill everything, and that's gonna be GG. Alright, so this is a very quick game and a simple game. It will be easy to help out with. We'll take it back to faster speed now, and well, we can probably skip the first part until the first pylon is made, and then the gateway comes down. And this is probably what we want to start talking about. First, is there any scouting? Because Scro is going for a very unusual type of play on a 1v1 map. There's only one place you can be, and Extraneous has put down a gateway so far, and a gas, and putting down that second pylon, but still no scouting has been done by Extraneous, which is problematic, especially on a 1v1 map, because a lot of different things can come or happen in a 1v1 map, and you can get a lot of information if you just scout early. Like, you might go in at 6 minutes and you might see no gases and 1 barracks, and you'll be like, oh, and he's not getting a gas for however much longer, okay, then he's going for some kind of a command center or whatnot. But if you don't go in, you'll never know what possible thing could be coming out. So scouting is very important, and so far we're 5 minutes in now, and still no scouting, which is, I find, pretty big deal. The forge with the quick upgrade is very interesting to me. This makes me feel like he was gonna go for some kind of quick push, but it would be near impossible to get any kind of good push going, especially with double forges this early in the game. I mean, he only has 19 workers here, so that's fully saturated, but 3 gates and double upgrades, and now that he's putting down the Nexus, it's just not enough money for really anything. There's a lack of focus to the build so far, which is, am I going for upgrades? And if so, that means the Nexus should have been taken first instead of the Forges, because, I mean, even if you get quick upgrades right now, there's no way you're going to be able to push out with a half-done Nexus and only 3 gates. And if you're going for tech first, then 3 gates isn't necessarily the quickest way to get there. In fact, you could probably go 1 gate, Nexus, double forges, start forging up, and then put down the extra gateways. All of those are little things. You end up at the same place, but you have to think about, what am I really trying to go for? And here it seems a little mixed up. You get 3 gates, which early in the game basically stands for some kind of early harassment, but you didn't go for anything. And then you got 2 forges and started upgrades as soon as you could, which was still kind of slow because of you had the 3 gates. And then right after that you started going for the Nexus. So it puts you in a kind of a, what would I call it? Not a smooth position. Meanwhile, at Scro's base, still no scouting has been done, and Scro is now moving up into getting that quick factory and just moving into a starport, which is a very interesting maneuver by him. He's probably won a lot of games this way, just because in the lower leagues that's kind of what happens. Less scouting and a lot of pushes and whatnot, and so now he's just gonna get a bunch of stuff, get that first starport running, and then he's gonna probably push out when he feels like he has enough things. And now we see 2+2 going in for Extraneous, but still no scouting. And a assimilator was made, but nobody's on the gas. Slight accidents like that can really kind of become a problem. And 2 more gateways going down. And it's still a kind of a crazy build, I have to say. And a Twilight Council was put down, but so far no upgrade has gone down for it, even though there was plenty enough gas to go for either one of these upgrades at this point. And now Scro is just pushing out. He is straight up, this is what his whole build was for. He was saying, okay, I'm just going to go for this. I'm just going to go on one base, get it fully saturated, or almost saturated, and then just get as many things as possible, and then just push in at this moment. And that was his whole build. And he's gonna make a command center now, but it's a pretty kind of very gambly build. Focus on this time period right now. And pylons are gonna go down, and Scro's gonna back up here, but there is just not enough stuff for Extraneous. And Extraneous does have enough money to make a couple more things here, but he's almost pylon blocked, and more pylons should be going down up here at this base, but none are so far going on. And Templar archives have been quickly made. And let's see the gateways here. 1 Stargate or 1 Zealot can be made. More Zealots are now going down. High Templars are made and turning into an Archon. That's a decent maneuver here. Zealots would be useful, especially Zealot Charge in this kind of incident would be pretty decent, especially with the Archon. But Scro just has too much, and he's pushing in one more time. A very strong push here. And scan goes down just in case there are any kind of DTs or observers. And the push is just going to go all the way in. And then once this Nexus is gone, it's pretty much GG. There's just too much stuff, and more stuff is being rallied down here. Another stim goes down. More Zealots go down. And there just aren't enough gateways. And all of these probes are going to go down. And, I mean, the upgrades are nice, but there just aren't enough things, and so Extraneous has to leave. So, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty straightforward game. I guess, to keep it simple, I don't want to rehash on the same things over and over again, so this is what I'll tell Extraneous. You want to have an idea of what kind of timings or playstyle you want to have, and then you want to make a build that kind of works around that. I think you have an idea of what your build is, going for quick upgrades and then getting quick Templar tech to get Storm and whatnot, to go for like Zealot Archon with Storm kind of deal, which is good, which is strong. But the execution is still a little bit weak, and I think it's going to take you a little bit more experience before you get it. So I'll say this. One gate Nexus expand is totally acceptable for Protoss to do right now in PvT. There is very little that Scro could have done earlier in the game to deny you that Nexus. And as you keep playing around with it, you'll be able to know how to defend whatever things come at you until you can do that one gate expand to Nexus. And then you could go for that quick upgrades. Second thing, if you want to go for quick upgrades, have the units available to make it worth something. Having really good upgrades but having lacking in the unit count will not help you in a battle. The upgrades start multiplying on how good they are, the more units with the higher army count that you have. So 5 gateways right now at this point, not good, especially with 1,000 in the bank. You want to put down at least, if you want those quick upgrades, you want to put down at least 4 more gateways. I would say 3 more gateways probably. And I would say a lot more zealots. And since you're getting the zealots, you might as well get charge, because that will help you out tremendously. I guess charge finish at the end? I don't know. I'm not sure. But, so yeah, if you want to go for fast upgrades, get more units to make it worth your while, especially for timings such as these. And finally, the last point is this. Whatever your style is, you have to scout. You have to. You can't just sit around not scouting unless you're going for some kind of big one base attack, in which case it doesn't matter, because no matter what they do, you're just going to be pushing out anyway. But if you're going for any kind of expand build, trying to macro up, you need to scout. And that means getting at least 1 sentry, but a couple more, especially for macro defense play, is usually nice. Getting like 3 sentries, but using at least 1 sentry at around the 6-minute mark to fly into the enemy's base with a hallucinated phoenix. Because you could come in from the left side here, go through here, see if he has a command center, then hit through him from this corner and see every possible building and know how many gases he has and what possible structures he has. Because if you don't know, there's no way for Protoss to be able to get ready. As soon as you had scouted at 7 minutes with no command center for Scro, and he had like 3 barracks and a ton of units and a factory down, you would have been like, ah, shit, I'm going to put down as many gateways as possible and get down as many zealots as possible and get charge. And that would have been probably a decent army to take it down with. For an army like this coming in at like the 11-minute mark, I would say just go for charge lots and then go for stalkers would be the combination, I would think. Most people, there's a reason why most people go for a quicker Templar Archives negating the upgrades for a while, or for the quicker Robo. It's because of that splash damage being so important when something like this hits at the 10-minute mark. So, yeah, consider that when you're playing as well. There's not a lot of ways you can stop that gigantic Terran 10-minute push. I usually macro first when I play Terran, but I still do a 10-minute push, especially when these when the medevacs start popping out, and I'll push out here, then I'll pull into this base and start doing that. And so at that point, you do definitely want some splash damage carriers, or having the feedbacks for the medevacs, whatever. Yeah. And it's just more cost effective that way. You can go more gateways for defense with charge lots and upgrades, but if you're gonna do that, it costs more, because it costs more minerals, because you need those gateways, and the stalkers aren't that cheap either. But yeah, so just work on the idea of what you really want to do. If you really want to go for Archon, Storm, Zealots, then try to keep on playing the style and see where you can cut corners so that you can find safe timings and more streamlined timings, smoother timings. And with experience, you'll find what it's okay to do and what's not. But you'll only be able to learn how to do that once you start scouting in-game. That's the only way you'll learn how to respond to what's coming up. Because sometimes you'll want to try for a certain build, but they'll do something like this that completely denies it. And you want to be on top of it to know how to take care of it. So I think that's all the comments I have. Besides that, thanks for asking for other people's advice and posting up the replay, another replay, and good luck with your next PvT. I find TVP pretty hard as well, so hopefully we'll see each other on the ladder and duke it out. I don't know. Good luck.